So I have everything figured out. I kind of moved some files around, so I have to resync everything. But I was just kind of cleaning up my desktop. So get back to it. To edit splits, to install the auto splitter, or say, you want to make sure you have your splits open. Here I have this category, MG percent. Here it's kind of my splits that I've already set out, my P best. To get this layout like this. Um, takes a little bit of time, but it's pretty simple. Everything can be done in layout settings. Right click, go to layout, layout settings. Here I have titles, timer, segment, so that's best. Um, add and remove, switch things around, but this is kind of my order I have here. This general setup. Go under, and also you can change it to vertical or horizontal right here. Aren't familiar with that. Set your size. Pretty simple. You know, also click and drag, so you don't have to do that. Um, yeah. So also edit all the sizing stuff of this under layout. So just kind of mess with that. Go out on layout settings and look at these tabs. For the background, I selected an image right here instead of just a color. Mess around with this stuff that's pretty cool on your own. Opacity, it just makes it transparent, so you blend it in with background stuff. Um, Other than that, you can choose the fonts. Like some fonts look ugly. It's kind of something that's cool to just go through and check different fonts out. The title tab, I make sure that all my colors correlate each other. So this purple right here, this code is the same code as right here. It's easy copy and paste to kind of that quicker. Um, Splits, total splits are visible 8, upcoming splits every 1. Um, Little tabs like this, you don't have to show the last split, but I like to. Um, so there's little things like that. I made the split background a little bit of different color, so see how it looks, and it kind of has a nice flow with the color scheme. Anyways, we are going to um, this is just kind of more options if you wanted to figure out how to make your splits look nice. The timer is pretty straightforward. Mess with that. You can also right click the background of splits and compare your time against RTA or game time too. So that's kind of important to have. Other than that, it's pretty much layouts. So what we'll do is we'll go back here and right click the splits instead of edit layout, which is what I basically went through. You do have settings. The settings are just your hotkeys. Like the auto splitter will split for you, but these are just some of my hotkeys that I use that are kind of away from traditional alphabet board to keep you from you know accidentally oversplitting too much and ruining all your splits with gold splits and all your time. So I think one of the most important things is to have a lock, and I use pause break lock my global keys. So to toggle global keys, and if you see like this icon down here, green, which means if I hit pause, it's red, and then if I hit like O, okay, that's not supposed to happen, but it's supposed to lock your actual splits so you don't interfere messing them up. There, it's working now. If I was clicking, if I clicked on the actual splits itself while it's locked, of course it's the last activated um, app. But if I'm like my desktop and I hit any of the split buttons, nothing's gonna happen. So toggling your global hotkey is pretty important, in my opinion. Depends on where you want to skip split, undo splitter, kind of nice. You don't need to worry about this with the auto splitter. This is nice for like when you're kind of in the zone and you get the split on a segment, and you just you want to continue with the gameplay, highly focused on that. So you can just skip a split that you forgot, and you can go on. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, now I don't have to keep looking back and forth at messed up splits. So that's one way. It's nice to have those keys very accessible. Set, unlock, split. I use so simple stuff like that. Other than that, let's go under edit splits, and this is where you have your auto splitter into with your tabs right here. It's selected to game time because the in-game time is used for the auto splitter, and if you go back out here and you compare against, um, this is it opens under game time when you edit your splits because this is selected. This was selected for RTA. Then when you open your edit splits, it would start under real time. So I'm comparing my personal best edit splits. Alright, so here's our kind of our segments. I went out of the way and did icons and stuff, but if you go under the settings for splits, you can kind of see what you want to split with. And what I do is I have start, split, and reset option. Reset basically means if you start new, or I mean start new, or just turn the game off, I think it resets. So it's kind of important not to instead of crash the game, exit the game, just make sure you speed running, go out to the main menu, just start new for your save warps and stuff like that. And simplify these tabs for easy management. So health nodes, I have all these health nodes selected. I think all this is kind of for 100% right now. Nope, this is not, it's right. So the health nodes, it tells you which ones are selected. Health node 1 is the very first one. Health node 2 is Apsu, so it's also vanilla route. Health node 4 is pretty much secretly. That is for kind of the back door for grapple area. Ukana, health node, and Maru, which is after Sentinel. I don't know why this is selected, but the Z, that's the Ukana health node. So if you were putting that health node in run, you would select that and then make sure that you have it all organized on here, depending on what you select here. So for the tools, obviously I have address disruptor, pretty much everything professional, and that correlates here to these splits. Your bosses, I do the before and after because I like to see how long it takes me to beat a boss. So when I enter the boss room for Zader, it splits, and then after I kill him, it splits again. So I know that, oh, it took me 20 seconds as my personal best, but at my PB I got 21.8. So it's cool to compare the small segments for boss fights and also like the small segments from like going to disruptor 2 to health node 2 because or disruptor 1 to health node 2 because it's just about hitting the first cycle of the bubbles. It's cool to see like get a gold split saving just a couple frames. You're like, oh cool, I can save time with just minimal movement and optimizing that. So that's why I have the bosses set like that. However, with Sentinel, um, you know, there is no start for Sentinel, but there is an end. But I opt out of that, so I just I either collect the. That's what I do is I collect the health node. Depending on your skill level, you can skip the health node, but I think it's essential to have a clean Athedos fight. Same with the final boss. Everything is start end except for Sentinel, which only has an end. I skip that completely because of the I do have the reset on death tab not on. Um, Other than that, your weapons in any percent are Nova, Kilver, Axiom Disruptor. Everything is unchecked. So those are kind of how my splits are. You see that they're all right here. Teleport, power node forward. This is no major glitches, but like this is obviously wrong. Um, these splits do not reflect no major glitches, so don't get confused by that. This is actually 90% glitched route. So other than that, so I need to redo all these. See, it's saying my file is not there, but it is. I think that's pretty much it. All my files are right. I just organized them. I think they got kind of mixed up, so I gotta redo splits and stuff. No big deal, but that's pretty much your general basics for the live split, how to kind of customize it and auto splitter. I do think that another key thing is um, to open auto split up or live split after you open base game. So you boot up Axiom Verge first, and then you boot up the auto splitter, and it will work when you hit start new. So what we'll do is close this out, save the splits, save the layout. Sure, yes. Um, to but Verge. Oh, I know what's wrong with this. Yeah, about that. Right, base game. Sorry, been playing a lot of randos, so I have to edit the exe. Go. And we're gonna exit this out because it needs the game needs to be run, and your splits up. Go. And I'll show you what we buy the auto splitters, and we'll start new. And there it goes, auto splitter starting. It's going to reflect towards in-game time, so it's going to eliminate the loads, so tunnel transitions and save quits. See after you get Nova. It's going to split here at the end of the animation. Alright, coming up to Nova. See if they check out the auto splitter. And did you see the time and how like going back to the warp and save warping and stuff like that? Stalls, which is nice because everything sync with IGT. And I'll get to show you a boss start and finish, and we'll grab drill and power node and we'll exit out. Right. Losing time. Awesome. Gotta save time here. Save some time. But yeah, that's the auto splitter. Hopefully you get it to work, and let me know if you have any questions.